Welcome into the DNVR Rockies podcast. I'm your host, Suzie Hunter. We've got Kale Sorbo producing. Right on the other side of that camera. Kale and I've had an afternoon, by the way. We'll probably talk about it in a bit. But listen, we have some Rockies stuff to talk about. First of all, where's Chris Bryant? Here's another question. Which baseball guy dressed up as Coach Prime last night? And what does Bretton Doyle have to say about last night's win against the Dodgers? We're going to break down that win against the Dodgers, by the way, in just a second. But first, we got tacos, bitch. We got tacos last night. Rockies scored 14 runs on the Dodgers, the postseason-bound Dodgers, mind you. So a fun night at Coors last night, to say the least. We had a good time. Okay, actually, I have a question for you.
What is your question?
If Tiff is listening on the other side of the room too, you can chime in. Which has happened more this season? A leadoff homer or a Charlie Blackmon homer?
I would probably bet Charlie Blackmon.
You're picking the opposite. Charlie Blackmon. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on a second. I'm actually so annoyed. I had this all written down on a sheet. Charlie Blackmon has had 9 home. I don't even have the answer. We're going to tune in on Sunday. We're going to.
All right.
Cancel me. I thought I don't. But also, okay. Let's reset. Buddy does this all the time in his pregames, by the way, where he starts a sentence and he goes on a tangent. We've had a day. Kale and I have had a day. Kale and I were at the park. Kale got to experience all of the pregame magic that we get to go through. We missed Buddy talking. Kale, do you know what we missed when Buddy was talking to the media?
What did we miss?
Okay, so the AT&T crew, I think this might have been Kelsey Wingert's idea. They got him a custom Magic 8-ball. With like all of the sayings that Buddy always says, like, that's baseball. Or like when we ask about a player, he'll say like, that's a better question for him. Or you'll probably talk to him about this. So it was really funny. It's a really clever gift. I don't think fuck it, we ball is in there, even though that's his most famous saying.
Most famous saying, of course, as everybody knows.
Everybody knows Bud Black's most famous saying is "fuck it, we ball." We do ball. We're gonna ball today. The Rockies game starts in under an hour if you're watching us live on YouTube. Ty Block is on the mound today. That'll be his final start of the season because Fridays are Ty days. Just like Tuesdays or Tuesdays. We love a good rhyme. Let's get into last night's game. Chris Flexen on the mound last night for the Rockies versus lefty Ryan Yarbrough. He's a bro. Pitching line on Chris Flexen. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, all those earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 home runs. He's gonna end the season with a 6.86 ERA. But Chris Flexen, I always love to, just get like, I want to find out how these guys are feeling after a season like this, how they feel going into the off season. But Chris Flexen had, a quality start at Coors Field. So I wanted to ask, how big is that for you guys, you pitchers going into the off season with a start like that? But Kale, are you ready to play that video? All right, here is Chris Flexen after last night's game. For a pitcher, how important is it to finish the season with a strong start like that?
Yeah, it's nice. It's definitely confidence going into the off season and stuff to work on. But I think ultimately I still have to tip my hat to the defense. Doyle with a big diving catch at center, a lot of double plays up the middle. B-Rod had a hell of a night tonight as well. But ultimately, I'm healthy going into the off season, which is nice, and focusing on stuff that I need to continue to work on and get better.
Yo, he is on that grind, Chris Flexen. Yeah, Rockies got the win last night, as we all know, 14-5. Charlie Blackmon hit a lead-off homer in the bottom of the first, and that was his 41st leadoff homer. That's actually the 10th most in Major League Baseball history. That's pretty wild. That is pretty damn cool. So that really got the juices flowing for the Rockies. The second inning, Montero and Bouchard hit back-to-back doubles. Nothing really came of that, though. But then in the third inning, Elihuris Montero and Sean Bouchard hit back-to-back homers, made it 7-3 Rockies. It's the 5th time the Rockies have hit back-to-back dingers this year. And it was Sean Bouchard's first time hitting homers in back-to-back games. He got his first homer of the season Wednesday night. As we know, his season has been shortened because of that biceps tear. He has only been up here for a couple of weeks, but pretty cool stuff for them. Everyone loves back-to-back homers at Coors Field. Got the fireworks started a little early. Charlie Blackmon had a ground rule double hit in the fourth. Here's what the fourth looked like for the Rockies in the bottom. Ground rule double, strikeout, walk, 2 RBI double, stolen base. So we've been manufacturing runs. This was like a case of the things that can go right for the Rockies, because we had homers, we had some manufactured runs, we had some really good defense keeping these guys off base, which is, the perfect complement to a good outing. The 7th inning, though, Jake Bird came in and loaded the bases, something we've seen a bunch this season. He just gave up 1 run, though, so that's the positive, is that, okay, if we can get out of a bases-loaded situation with just 1 run, I can live with that. Okay, so the 7th inning, though, this is where things got a little spicy, too. Montero single. We had an Alan Trejo single, and he had been 0 for 3 at that point in the game, too. So he finally got cooking. Then we got an Austin Wynns RBI single, and then Brenton Doyle's 3 RBI triple. And then Charlie Blackmon's RBI double. This was an electric inning too. But we asked Brenton Doyle about that triple. I loved what he had to say about it. But Kale, can we play that? Yeah. Here is Brenton Doyle after last night's game.
Shout out to Austin Wynns from scoring on first on that one ball. That was huge. He told me in the dugout he doesn't do that often, so much respect to him for doing that. And whenever I can get some RBIs and any hits is a good sign.
Yeah, all the boys were cooking. They were all firing on all cylinders. 8th inning, too. Alan Trejo had an RBI single, so it was fun. It was fun. In the 9th inning, Connor Siebold was the guy closing it all out. He loaded the bases on singles to start the inning, so just back-to-back-to-back singles. But Rockies, of course, did not. That would have been crazy. That would have been the craziest story ever if they gave up that 14-4 lead. Final score, 14-5. It was a fun night at Coors Field. It's going to be a fun weekend at Coors Field, too, because we've got fireworks tonight, That's always a good time. We have the Twins in town, by the way. We're going to preview that series later on for those who care. But it's a fireworks weekend, and it's the last weekend at Coors Field. I do think it's so random that the Twins are the team here closing out the season. They've already won their division, though. This is so low stakes for them. I'm curious to see how this all plays out. I know how this weekend's going to play out for me, though, in terms of my bets, because DraftKings has that on lock. They are back with another week of football, and DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping us in the NFL action with great offers every single game day. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Throw down 5 on any of this week's epic matchups and walk away with an instant winner. So yeah, football is so much more fun when you're in on the action. Download the app now. By the way, if you're a new customer, if you're an old customer, you can still get, all customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September, by the way. So I love that. But for new customers, make sure you are using code DNVR when you sign up, because that is going to get you those $200 in bonus bets instantly after you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You got to use code DNVR. Make that crown yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, 21 plus, but age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gambling resources. Bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. And we got to talk about the Broncos Country Pale Ale. One of my favorite Breck brews, but that is the beer of the month here at the DNVR bar. And it's a new recipe, guys. If you've tried it in the past, try it again. It's a little different. I think it's just as good. It might be a little bit better. I don't have that kind of palate. You can't trust me. No, you can trust me. It's a good beer. It's $6 for a pint this month here at the DNVR bar, so you can slog some down maybe while you're watching some games out here. But yeah, they've got a beer for any occasion. They've been making these beers too for 33 years. It all comes down to their love and passion for making good beer here for the good people of Colorado. And it's made with 100% renewable energy. Make sure you are also snagging some of the Mile High City Golden Ale, the Fun Slinger, the Good Company Hard Seltzer, all of our favorites. And if you can't make it down to the DNVR bar to watch a game for a watch party, the Farmhouse in Littleton will also have a watch party on October 12th, a Broncos watch party. The Farmhouse in Littleton is so much fun. I've said this before. We've done games there, or we've done games. We've done events there. We've done shows from there. It's such a great space, such a great vibe. October 12th, though, check it out if you want to. But yeah, check out the beer locator too at breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. All right. Oh, we needed a pick of the week. Oops. We'll circle back, guys. We will circle back. Unless Kale is popping in.
I got a pick of the week for you.
Kale's coming in clutch with the pick of the week, folks. Kale, what's our pick?
Pick of the week is for the Broncos to cover the spread.
The Broncos to cover the spread. This is our official pick of the week.
Because here's the deal. The Broncos are bad. Like, really bad. But the Bears are a literal dumpster fire. They have players publicly calling out their coaches. Their defensive coordinator just resigned amid a lot of question marks. Like, they are literally falling apart at the seams. I do not know if they will win a game this year. That's how bad it is. So I think the Broncos will take care of business and cover the spread.
Okay. Broncos to cover the spread. Get that bet going now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Open the app, sign up if you haven't already. Use code DNVR. And, it's nice to know. I know it's so hard for, people here in Denver to see the Broncos playing like this. But at least we're not Bears fans. And is that not just the most beautiful thing? Round of applause from the live studio audience here. Thank you. Yeah. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Such a fun series that we finished up with the Dodgers. It'll be an interesting one against the Twins for sure. Some roster moves. Connor Siebold came up yesterday. That's why he pitched the 9th inning yesterday. He came up as a reliever, by the way. As you remember, he was a starter earlier in the season, wasn't quite working out. Noah Davis was the corresponding move. He's going to be optioned down to the Arizona Complex League. Listen, it's clinch season. With the White Sox victory on Thursday, the Rockies have clinched a share at the best odds for the number 1 pick. So no matter what happens, they are one of the 3 worst teams in all of baseball. Happy tank season, everyone. The Rockies have the best odds to get a number 1 pick. Now, the odds for the Rockies to get a number 1 pick is 16.5%. That is how the new draft lottery works. But that is as good of odds as we can get. pretty exciting. So, I mean, you know what? It's a bad season, but hopefully we get a really good draft pick out of it. We could get a number 1 pick out of it.
That would be pretty tight.
That would be pretty tight, Kale.
It would be tight.
Yeah. Even if for some reason the White Sox and the Rockies finish with the same record, the tiebreaker goes to whoever had the worst season the season before. And guess what? That's the Rockies. Who would have thought? Some Rockies news. That's what we're talking about. Elias Diaz has a shoe drive today. It's benefiting both kids in the Rocky Mountain region, but also kids from his hometown in Venezuela. So you can either bring shoes to the park tonight, or there's a little QR code here on the graphic that he shared on his Instagram. You can donate money. Every $25 is a new pair of shoes for these kids. So he's been doing this for years. It's a cause that means a lot to him. So I'm glad he's keeping it going. I love when players give back to where they came from. I love that. And also shout out to Tiff for putting that on a graphic. Teamwork, guys. All right. What else do we have? Okay, Ryan Feltner was on Good Morning America. We've shared that on our Twitter too, which it's pretty exciting, but you know. Okay, first of all, can I just share my beef with the Good Morning America story? Obviously, it's a great story, and I'm so glad they came, but they are like, this is an exclusive. He's speaking out for the first time. It's like, we've been talking to him every day. He's not speaking out for the first time. You're just talking to him for the first time. Yeah, but it's national. It's different. But still, I'm like, you didn't find some uncovered gem.
That's fair.
All you have to do is follow the DNVR Rockies podcast and you know all about Ryan Feltner's journey. No, but I am actually, all jokes aside, I'm so happy that he was able to share this part of his journey to a national audience. I absolutely love that. But I asked him how he feels about that. But Kale, can we play that? All right, here's what Ryan Feltner had to say following his Good Morning America interview. Check it out. You've been through so much this season, to say the least, but it seems like, you're starting to get a lot of national attention for, the journey that you've been on. How is it being able to share that story to such a big audience and have people just really care about what you've gone through?
Yeah, it's incredible. That's really the main reason that I wanted to do all of this. I think if you look at it, it was 2 or 3 starts at the end of the year. It's something for my career that I wanted to do, and I wanted to show that I still have the stuff and I'm maybe better. And as far as the national stuff, and I didn't really see all of that happening, but I did want my story to get out there because I think it's useful for other people.
Now, as you've been talking about this head protection for pitchers, have you gotten any feedback from people on oh my gosh, thank you for sharing this, or what's the feedback you've gotten?
Nothing on sharing it. It's just been mostly when it first happened, and then when I came back, I heard from a few kids that similar things have happened too, or even just people that had injuries in general. And like I said, it's one of the reasons I wanted to do it, and it feels good to at least give those people some type of inspiration. If not, just be someone they can talk to.
So good to see him. First of all, so good just to see him here, because that was such a scary thing that happened back in May. But he's going into the off season rather, relatively healthy. He's got a little of that elbow soreness, tightness that he was experiencing, but he's going to be fine. I hope so. Oh my gosh. Knock on wood. All right. What else do we have going on in the world of Rockies news? Oh, the Nolan Jones 2020 watch is still on. He is at 19 homers, 18 stolen bases. I think he got another one last night too. But Nolan Jones, he could get there. He could get there, and if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen this weekend. So, I mean, I know I mean, aside from the fireworks, there are still so many reasons to watch games at Coors Field this weekend. Even if the Rockies aren't in it, these guys they still have stuff to fight for, and they've got stuff to prove. They've got stuff to prove, and you know what? That's always a good thing to watch. We're gonna get into some baseball headlines in just a second because we have some headlines, folks. We have some news, but first. We have some Shady Rays. Everyone, stop giving me a hard time about losing my Shady Rays all the time because they don't care. If you lose your glasses, they are going to replace them because that is the Shady Rays guarantee. They also guarantee they're going to give you shades that are built to last. They have you covered for all of it. It's still warm out. It's still super sunny out. They have you covered both, functionally and fashionably. Great polarized sunglasses, an affordable price, and they are just as fly as any designer shades I have seen. They are an independent sunglasses company with a world-class product. Honestly, I feel like Shady Rays are low-key taking the world by storm. It's not just their insane protection program. I mean, they're just good sunglasses. But yeah, if you lose or break them, even on day one, they will replace them. No questions asked. You are good. You are good long after you purchase. You can shop their entire selection at the Park Meadows Mall. You can shop the whole collection at shadyrays.com. Whatever you do, use code DNVR. You are getting 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized shades. That's shadyrays.com, code DNVR. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by more than 250,000 people. And listen, Shady Rays are hot. The most blazing thing, though, our friends at Kind Love. They're so excited to be an official partner of DNVR because they're a local brand. We're a local brand. We are local besties. They have the best cannabis, though. It's always a great, consistent experience. That is so important. And what they do, what they have going on, they have seed to sale. That's basically farm to table, but for weed. Mwah, chef's kiss. And the Turbo Core. We love the Turbo Core. It's a 100 milligram stick of cannabis concentrate. It's vegan, by the way. You can put it in a joint that you've already rolled. You can put it in a cigarette. You can do a lot with it. You can also buy that already inside of a joint. It's called the Turbo Joint. The Turbo Joint be turboing, as many of us know. Kale, can you attest?
The Turbo Joint be turbo.
The Turbo Joint be turbo. Yeah, no, it's so good. I'm so obsessed with it. And they also have a get it while it's hot flower shelf, eighths for $20 out the door and ounces for $100 out the door. So keeping that in mind, they have stores in Cherry Creek, like right by the Target that's off of Colorado. Or they have a store in North Denver, too. If you mention DNVR, you're going to get the DNVR listener exclusive discount, 25% off all Kind Love flower, pre-rolls, and the Turbo Joint line. How is anyone going into a weekend without a Turbo Joint already rolled in their bag or pocket, ready to go? I don't know what you guys are doing if you're not doing that. But yeah, use code or mention DNVR, or use code DNVR if you shop. If you do some pre-ordering at kindlove.com. But yeah, we love them. All right, let's get into some baseball headlines. I'm such a bully. This is hilarious news to me. Gabe Kapler got fired today. And everyone's pretty surprised about it. Only 2 seasons ago, he had a 107 win team. That's pretty good. How much of that was him, though? Who knows? Gabe Kapler, though, kind of a goofy dude. You know? Everyone knows. But yeah, we were kind of finding that news out in the Rockies dugout was the funniest freaking thing. It was very funny. I guess you had to be there. Great news. Terry Francona. Let's talk about Terry Francona. Speaking of managers, he is. We're all on the Terry Francona memory train right now. If that's even a thing. No, but he will, be stepping down as manager. He'll be retiring. He's had so many health issues. He's exhausted. I love Tito. Dude, Terry Francona is such a cool dude, and I didn't actually get to meet him when I was in Cleveland, and that kills me. It absolutely kills me. But so freaking cool that we got to live at the same time as Terry Francona managing. He's done some incredible things for the team he has led, and I'm wishing him the best. I don't know what he's going to do if he's not managing a baseball team. It's just his whole world. This whole world, Kale.
It'd be like me without producing the show.
It'd be like if you were like, okay, I can't produce the show anymore because my hands fell off. And then what would you do?
I don't know what I would do.
Yeah. All right. What are some other baseball headlines we want to get into? You know what? Recently, baseball commissioner Rob Manfred said that eliminating local blackouts is business objective number one. Very interesting stuff, especially because I think half of the baseball teams, half of MLB teams or close to it, are losing their local RSN. So we're going to see a lot more teams just broadcasting from MLB.com. You kind of have to end local blackouts at that point if you can't watch on TV because there is no TV station broadcasting half of the teams.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting with sort of the death of this RSN model, just to see how the next changes in this industry are going to happen. We shall see. It'll be really interesting over the next couple years.
We shall see. Yeah, no, it's we're living in interesting times. This just like, I mean, we see it because like we work in it every day, but the sports industry is just, or sports media rather, is just changing so rapidly. No one can keep up. We're the only ones keeping up because we're leading it. Not to make it about us. Did you see? What else did? Oh yeah, Francisco Lindor on Wednesday hit the 30-30 club. Good for him. Ronald Acuna Jr. has now stolen 70 bases. So he's got like 40 homers, 70 stolen bases. He has more stolen bases than all of the Rockies combined. So that milestone happened Wednesday night. Manny Randhawa is the one who pointed out on Twitter, Ronald Acuna Jr. surpassed the Rockies' stolen base total. Cespedes Family Barbecue, though, shout out to them. They pointed it out. It's not always the worst thing being a Rockies fan because Acuna surpassed the Giants' stolen base total back in July. So okay.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. Okay. Everyone's like, the Rockies, they're the worst at everything. They're not. They're not. At least we're not Giants fans. What else do we have going on? The Padres won in extra innings for the first time on Wednesday night. Before that, they had 12 games go into extras, and they didn't win a single one until Wednesday night. Doesn't matter, though, because they're not going anywhere, and some of their pitchers don't even want to pitch because they aren't going anywhere. And I think that is... I've been on the soapbox for, I think, 3 shows in a row at this point. I will take what we have going on in Colorado over having a pitcher who refuses to pitch because the game isn't big enough. That's bullshit. I will die on this hill. Bryce Harper, though. Bryce Harper did a good thing. Bryce Harper got ejected. Oh, wait, did you see this tweet in the rundown? Oh, okay. So, yeah, Bryce Harper got ejected the other day after Angel Hernandez, it was a strike call that shouldn't have been a strike call. We know how Angel Hernandez is. So Bryce Harper was so mad after that ejection because it was such bullshit. He threw his batting helmet into the stands. A 10-year-old boy caught it, and we see him right here on the screen if you're watching us live on YouTube. He caught the helmet. And then security came over to the kid and said, hey, Bryce Harper wants to sign the helmet for you. So I don't know if can you scroll down a little bit so we can see the signing? So I guess it's just the framing of it. So on the helmet itself, he wrote Philly, Philly, which is just so amazing, by the way. That's a Super Bowl reference. We are just the sports stuff in Philly is just like everyone's a psycho. But yeah, Bryce Harper signed it, wrote Philly Philly on it. This 10-year-old kid gets to keep it. You can see the grown-ass dudes behind him just looking on like so jealous. I love this for that kid. But I thought that was really nice of him to do, to go out of his way. Good stuff. Good stuff. The Orioles. The Orioles are having such a great week, but the Orioles just re-signed their lease at Camden Yards for another 30 years. So during this time where we just hear so much about teams trying to move here, trying to move there, trying to get a new stadium, the O's are just going to stay put. They're just going to stay put. Let's get into some postseason scenarios. The Diamondbacks, they're probably about to play if they haven't already started, but they could clinch a playoff spot with a win today, Friday. That's something that Jesse Friedman of PHNX pointed out on Twitter. What a run they've been on, too. They're another one of those teams that was really bad a couple of years ago, and they're getting stuff done now. The O's are another one of those teams. You know, we've been talking about the Orioles a lot. Where's K-Max when you need her? But the Orioles hit 100 wins. They won the AL East. They got the champagne shower. We even got to see videos of our old friend, Danielle Allentuck, who used to cover the Rockies. She got a beer poured on her head by a player. That was awesome. I love that for her, and I'm a little jealous. So that is what's going on. They are definitely going to the postseason. They definitely won the AL East. The Cubs are self-destructing. The Cubs, I think their season's actually officially done now. It's kind of hard to tell because whenever anything goes wrong with the Cubs, it's like the end of the world for them. But I was watching CHGO last night. They were pretty. They all looked physically ill. They did. The Cardinals are going to finish. They clinched last place in the National League Central for the first time since 1990. So yeah, it's low, but it's also not low enough to get them a really good draft pick lottery spot. So I think that's actually the most hilarious thing ever. The Braves have already clinched home field advantage for the entire 2023 postseason. And yeah, that is what is going on in all of the postseason stuff. Yes, it's all happening, but not for us. Real fast, let's talk about our friends at Baggett and Schenker. Because if you are hurt in an accident, sorry, it doesn't count if you are hurt by the performance of the Colorado Rockies. But if you're hurt, Baggett and Schenker is there to help because they win for Colorado families, and they've been helping those seriously injured in Colorado for more than 25 years. And it's totally free until they win money in your case. So you can call them up, find out if you even have a case. They'll tell you one way or the other. And if you do have a case, they're going to work on it for free until they win you money. And that's amazing. And they've done it a lot, too. They've won more than $1 billion. That's billion with a B for their clients here in Colorado. They've got neighborhood offices all over Colorado, and they have such a strong staff, more than 30 lawyers, more than 100 staff. They're going to get the job done for you. But Baggett and Schenker helps with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault. But call them up at 222-2222. The easiest phone number in all of Colorado to remember because Baggett and Schenker wins. There we go. Let's preview this upcoming series, shall we? We got Ty Block. Fridays are tie days. Ty Block is on the mound tonight up against righty Joe Ryan. He's had a lot of starts this year. He's got 11 wins. He's got 10 losses, a 4.31 ERA. I don't think we know who's pitching on either side for Saturday. But these are 6:10 games Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday, 1:10, Chase Anderson is going to close out the season, coming off, of course, getting his first pitcher win of the season. He will be up against righty Bailey Ober, who has a 3.53 ERA at sea level because that's where he lives. That's where the Twins are. The Twins. The Twins. So weird. So random. I'll look at some of the comments before we close out, though, by the way. I don't know why Will Carpenter sent us a poop emoji, but please elaborate on what you mean. Oh my God. Kale. Thank you. And also, Will, that's so funny. Thank you. That's good. I love that. Wait, Tiff, why did you call me? She's not even here anymore. Why did you call me a seal?
You did like a sound that sounded like a seal.
What? What did
You
I
were
do?
like, or.
Or. Stop it.
Yeah, because
Wait.
you said or like a bunch of times in a row. And then, anyways, yeah.
Wait, I'm like shook right now. That's not even an impression that I knew I could do.
Now you know.
Or.
Love that.
I love that for me. Kale, did you have fun at the park today?
I did. It was a really chill vibe. It was a good time. My first time at Coors Field as media, so that was cool.
Yeah. You got to meet some celebs. You got to meet Josh Sushan.
I got to meet the legend, the Rockies podcast legend, Josh Sushan, in person. He was taller than I thought.
He's so tall.
He's very tall.
He's so tall.
Yeah, but it was a good day at the park. I'm really excited. We can tease a little bit probably about these interviews that we got that are coming up.
We should. Because, so Kale and I recorded a bunch of interviews today. We're working on some content about the 2016 Road Goats, but we caught up with Ryan McMahon. We caught up with Herman Marquez. We caught up with Kyle Freeland. And we got Ron Gideon, too. Rocky's first base coach. Let's go.
Awesome. It was awesome.
It was crazy. The funny thing is, so like I was a reporter in Hartford during that 2016 season, but the Yard Goats never played in Hartford during that season. So like we never saw them in person. So I didn't even realize, like I didn't know until Marquez told us that Giddy was even there. So I like grabbed him. I was like, I had no idea you were even there. He was like some kind of like supervisor role that like didn't really exist prior to him being there. And does that even exist now? I'm not even sure. But yeah, Ron Gideon too, like was around for the Road Goat season with the team in Hartford. And then the next year, 2017 was when he started with the Rockies up here in Colorado full time. So very interesting stuff. We're going to roll those interviews out kind of during the off season, I guess, which is rapidly approaching, but really cool stories. It's like always fun to just kind of catch up and, you know, learn some new things about that season that I didn't necessarily know.
Yeah, there's I won't spoil it, but Ryan McMahon gave us some hilarious details about that season. So people just stay on the lookout for that. It should be fun.
Hilarious. Like it's always such a funny, it's all, you know, the tea's juicy when it starts with, you know, maybe I shouldn't tell you this. I might get in trouble, but I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
That contract's guaranteed. He's set.
He's set. You know, and also we need him. Like, that's not going to be the thing that does it for Ryan McMahon. But it was cool. Like, it's like I've never really like had conversations that long about that Road Goat season with these guys specifically. So
yeah, it's gonna be tough to pare down that content. We got like so many answers today, so like it's gonna be. It was really exciting.
Maybe it's a movie. Who knows? I don't know. Or. I didn't know what you meant, Tiff. Guys, all right, let's wrap up the show so I can get to the park and watch the game, so you guys can get to the park and watch the game. And that's where we're gonna leave you. Did I get everything? Did we talk about everything? I think we hit everything in the outline.
I think so.
I think we did. Oh my, no, wait, we missed one really important thing. Thank God I looked. I asked a question. Which baseball guy dressed up as Coach Prime last night? Oh my gosh. So as the Dodgers were leaving, or before the Dodgers left Coors Field, it was their dress up day. It was their dress up day. They all dressed up. Their social media coordinator, Sue, is like so good. And she was taking so many pictures for all these guys. But Dave Roberts, manager of the Dodgers, dressed up as Coach Prime. He's got the cowboy hat. He's got a CU shirt. He's got the big cross necklace, the shades. Oh my gosh. Like, this is too funny. Like, I was just absolutely dying at this. This was my favorite costume. Yeah, I was absolutely floored. It was so ridiculous watching them all on the field at Coors, just like dressed up, taking all these pics. They left the lights on so they could take pics for a little bit longer. This is so freaking funny to me. Yeah. So that is, yeah. And he's got his crew behind him. So funny. Thank God I didn't forget, because we had to talk about this. All right. I think that'll do it, right, Kale?
Plug us out, Suze.
Kale, you plug yourself. Where can we follow you?
On Twitter, I'm at Kale Sorbo, Kale with 2 L's. On Instagram, I'm at Blue Eyes with a Backpack. And on YouTube, I am Kale Sorbo. Ooh, new vlog coming out this weekend, because I'm going to take a bunch of pictures of the leaves. So there will be a vlog on Monday.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's Peak Leaf Peeping Weekend. That is a tongue twister, apparently. Kale, I love that you're a vlog guy now.
Big vlog guy now.
Huge vlog guy. You can follow all of the updates for this whole weekend at DNVR_Rockies. It's going to be a really interesting weekend of baseball. The season finale here for the Colorado Rockies. You can follow me through it all at the Suzie Hunter on all platforms. And Kale, you know what Buddy likes to say about closing out a podcast?
What does Buddy like to say about closing out a podcast?
He says, fuck it, we ball. I'll see you guys on Sunday after the game. Have a good one.